sending millions of troops to converge on an industrial city so important to Joseph Stalin, it bears his name.
So, hey, hi, social media family. Being whatsoever racist, but then not necessarily being whatever walks of life, factions of society, lifestyle preferences. I mean, there's a reason and a purpose for my person had to put it like that for that last one. And because anybody with my own particular beliefs cannot possibly hang out with some anybody and everybody. You know how that is. Regardless of how at times we being among ourselves, believers in God as in Christians, a.k.a. Protestants, whatsoever race is, and likewise, whatever walks of life, factions of society, or lifestyle preferences, being of which are at least close or closer to normal, if not normal altogether, knows for a fact that we being the few among us who can actually lay claim to being as we are, compared on to how the kingdom of heaven suffers divided by force, according to the passages in the good book, as it says right there, it's not for exactly. And as it is making reference to false brother, being of whom I myself, I'm sure others who agree with me, compared to how still others pretend to differ, would make up the majority of churchgoers of whatsoever religious denominations, being as they are.
Thanks for sharing your DIY haircuts.
In other words,
thanks for sharing your savage moves.
The worst or the worstest of unbelievers and unbelievers, being the deceivers who pretend to have become or pretend to be believers in God as in Christians, a.k.a. Protestants among us, being a few, being of whom can truthfully and actually lay claim to that title.
So thanks again.
In all reality, being the fact of the matter, whereas they themselves are nothing more than that is the supposed so-called holier than thous of modern day religious Pharisees and Sadducees of wolves and sheep's clothing.
At Domino's, we think it's important to look
and
on the
snakes in the grass.
I finally got some paper
to be considered among the religious church hypocrites, religious charlatans, or religious chameleons, being of whom are the much worse or the worstest of closet devil worshippers, being of whom make up the majority of churchgoers of whatsoever religious denominations, of members and visitors alike, inclusive pulpits.
I've always loved seeing what's next. I'm
So I say to you all,
best, even though I live with a higher risk of stroke due to
whom are my social media family otherwise.
So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I'll go for that.
Likewise, the old and unlikable, two sexual genders of males and females, as well as whatever races, but not necessarily of whatever walks of life.
Sharing my roots.
Whom represent the global community within this post-911 era of our new millennium of apocalyptic day and age, where the doomsday clock is now at a couple of few minutes to midnight, compared on how formerly, previously, prior to then, it was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times.
Eloquence may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines.
Then how you are doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet to be said, to be feeling all right. If not best of all to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed. More blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family, friends, and hopefully me and mine, likewise. Hopefully, we're feeling much better than what I myself personally am feeling like as of the present moment in time. Then I'll get back with that
for just $100 a month. Plus, we're throwing in 4 Samsung Galaxy phones on us. And now,
but then whatsoever I could speak upon, did one subject matter of an issue at hand, did a controversy or not, and be it some of such that has yet to be resolved if it has not been already.
I'm not sure, but it's not in my
Being able to give an argument with many different views and opinions thereof to be associated with
wind in your hair,
some
the feeling of freedom
or
that
such
drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with
or
confidence
that
and
to be
peace of
known about
mind.
communications and dialogue or a topic of discussion
For 84 months,
for the pros and cons to give their same views and opinions upon some of such, or be able to be of a couple or a few or more to be possibly considered. And for the necessary business at
In
hand
less than 6 months,
to
President
take
Franklin
sides
Delano
on
Roosevelt has watched the Japanese military devastate his
or
neighborhood
whatever. But then,
and conquer the Pacific, island by island.
nevertheless,
Taking control of Europe,
however I were to go about expressing that my own views and opinions,
from both directions,
hopefully with that much less usage of speech and profanity, much rather than instead of with that much more cuss words to simply say, and therefore hopefully that much less like someone or such one being of a believer in God as a Christian, a.k.a. Protestant, playing the part, the lesser to you of being a prodigal son.
U.S. naval intelligence has been working around the clock,
But then
intercepting
don't
encrypted Japanese
kill
military
the
dispatches,
messenger. I'm just here to
hoping to
deliver.
get wind of the
Okay.
next attack. And in May of 1942, the U.S. Navy gives
Now that I have gotten
the opportunity he's been waiting for.
the basic preliminaries out the way as an introduction,
What is it?
then let me get to speaking upon some of such subject matter. To begin with, I say, in due regard to that being of the person of I myself. And as you notice, the title
The deciphered
of
messages
this one
contain details
broadcast,
of Japan's next planned attack.
and as I may have to pay
The
another
Midway
visit
Islands,
to
situated
being
halfway
a
between
premises of
Asia and the United
properties of a
States.
medical
Midway
establishment
is home to a
or a
crucial
hospital, and
American
then
airfield.
follow up at
If the
a
Japanese
clinic
take Midway, they'll control all
or
of the Pacific.
its own premises of properties
What's worse,
of a
they'll
facility,
have a
be it
launching
public or
point
private,
for a potential
likewise.
attack on the west coast of the United States.
Being it because lately,
After the attack
most
on
recently,
Pearl
once
Harbor,
again,
the
that
US has
being
just
of my
3
person,
aircraft
I've
carriers
been
left in
feeling
the Pacific.
quite up under the weather. Well, that's not the half of
This is
it.
his chance to make a last
So
stand
I'm
for
wondering
Japan.
if I could have possibly been given
So he
misdiagnosis
sends the 3 remaining carriers
of
to
the
Midway.
coronavirus, a.k.a. COVID-19. And if I have, then from there, I will seek the general services of another sort of type of professional, being of a licensed attorney or lawyer, however said.
On June 4th,
In
1942,
the meantime,
the
I'm
US
going to have to pay
quietly
a
positioned
visit
itself around Midway.
to one soon enough again, I feel. And because I'm
And as the Japanese Navy
where I had
the
become
horizon,
subject to experiencing some of the same symptoms that I have had
the
last
Americans
month.
launched their surprise attack.
And it's always good to get the thoughts of a second doctor. Okay. Yeah, whereas in the meantime, I've been doing some such what you call rather home remedies to rectify whatever I said. And I'm going to tell you,
Yes.
To suspect that you have symptoms of the
Carriers
coronavirus,
destroyed.
COVID-19. Yes.
I thought we only had 3.
I mean, the feelings of some of
4
such,
Japanese carriers, sir.
I mean, it's astronomical. Words cannot begin to describe how the suspected symptoms one could have would really
In just 6
put
minutes,
something or quite a bit on one's
Japanese
mind,
aircraft carriers used in the Pearl Harbor attack are destroyed.
as I would believe
And over 3,000
it to be
Japanese
worse
soldiers are killed.
than, the flu.
Absolutely, that's the
Okay.
fun. And they destroyed 4 of the biggest terrorists in the Japanese name.
And
And it took the commander
and possibly to be related to pneumonia.
decision to act.
So I'm gonna have to look into these matters.
Play safe. He didn't play safe.
I just feel so out of it. It's a wonder that I have had to force myself to try to do another broadcast due regard in reference to these matters, so that just in case, if any of you all were to tune in to me and you were not to be seeing me for quite a while or witness any future broadcasts, it would only be that being because I would be checking on or seeing about my general physical health. Okay. So you all would just have to be patient.
For Japanese Prime Minister
Yes.
Hideki Tojo, the
I
loss of
think I
Midway
was
is a
tempted
humiliating
enough
failure.
to. I don't know that I'm trying to think of what I was about to say. To get for myself a 6-pack of beer. So I changed my mind, didn't this?
Meanwhile, in Russia,
Okay.
Joseph Stalin and Adolf
Yeah.
Hitler ordered hundreds of thousands of their own troops
Then
into
I
battle,
had to be bothered with
waging
one
a
of
war
these
of ego
neighbors.
for the city of
From hell.
Stalingrad.
Public nuisance problem, maybe. Then it's good and bad in all races of people's person. Whatsoever I was like.
For
It just
Stalin,
remind me,
the city that bears his name is invaluable,
I wanted
and he'll
to
sacrifice anything to defend it.
that of a, what you call
Every soldier must fight. Fight to the death.
I was thinking about something on the
Deadly battle
lines
seems
of
unending.
self-help recovery program.
The Soviets have a secret advantage that promises to put them one step ahead of the Germans.
So far, so
The Russian winter
I say attend self-help
Hitler
recovery
thought that he
program.
would get to Moscow before the winter. But
This
the winter
to,
set in, and the German
A religious
army
church
was prepared.
service.
Entire
Yes.
Siberian winterized troops came westward and made mincemeat out of Hitler's Panzer divisions.
Everybody, because I felt like this. You know what I'm saying? You are.
uniforms aren't designed for Russia's brutal winter. And it isn't long before Hitler's men
Then the good book says, some surpasses the beaten, so I paraphrase it, not quote exactly, that there shall come a time frame here, whereas the different global citizens of whatsoever race and whatever walks of life, being an old, young alike, will not be able to tell, right offhand as to whether or not the weather is like, bum, 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 bum. Or is a practical jokers, run about with the tricks of one's trade for a classroom of some sort of such a type.
The Russians have halted our advance.
Feel kind of. What is it?
We have lost the 14th and
Bear with
22nd
me.
Panzer Division.
I tried to,
Allow me to explain.
Then this here is about to go on a little while. Then I'm gonna turn to the news. Watch the broadcast.
Hitler was famous for telling organizations not to retreat. He would put organizations in a place like Stalingrad, and he said, you cannot give up an inch of ground, when it was militarily illogical to do that. It just doesn't make sense to do that. Armies move up and back, and you have to be responsive to conditions.
I'm sorry about that, you all.
You can't understand Adolf Hitler's actions in World War II without understanding the lessons he learned from World War I.
Anyway, though,
One of the most critical lessons he learned was to never give up,
take it.
that you never surrender. He was so traumatized by the German surrender in World War I.
Personally.
that he was determined under no circumstances would he surrender in World War II.
Blind to all logic, Hitler sends more troops into almost certain
Yeah. So let me tell you all what one day was like.
soldier dies every 7
I
seconds.
woke up and I didn't feel like getting out of bed for some reason. I felt just a dog tired when you find out. I sure enough was, walking around like 80 something, 90 something, 100 something.
On February 2nd, 1943,
And I didn't really feel like going to a
for the
hospital
10th
anytime too
anniversary
soon.
of the founding of the Third
I'm going to
Reich.
have to in time. But at much more favorable hours than what it is now for a time frame period of, like say the evening.
Destroyed.
And I pity the fool that
How is this possible?
don't be alert out in the streets if one would have ventured out there and be trying to think of it with my intentions to, get to a hospital, then do follow up
A quarter of a million men. An
a
entire army
clinic.
of the Reich.
You know what I'm saying? And because even in this day and age of the coronavirus, as I would nickname it, a.k.a. COVID-19, thieves do not take a vacation, as they themselves love the world. The majority of them who remain in some and such and be on their way to destruction in due time, if they should die in their sins without having accepted Christ as their personal Lord and Savior.
Just to die. In a prison
You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
The gods of war have abandoned us.
yes. You can
What's left of the German army is
only
a shambles. And the man
do
who
so
seemed
much
to
in
be
this
on the
world,
road
but
to
then
domination was
what
now watch
about,
his greatest enemy claim victory. And for the first time,
that
faced the possibility of ultimate defeat.
afterlife?
Hey, you,
hear what I'm
nice
saying?
smartphone. You should switch it to TracFone Wireless to get more control over your wireless plan. They give you unlimited
And
carriers
as I
of
was saying
data. You
before,
pay
so I
for your
said,
data,
yeah,
you keep
people
your
help.
data. Really? Yeah, you just swap your SIM card.
I mean, why
Also
go
keep your
to a
phone, keep your
double
number,
L
keep your
elsewhere?
network, $20 a month, no contract. No, but that
You know,
case.
Temporary. It's my
Right.
daughter's old case.
For
Well,
sake
okay, you do you.
that are spending
Available
quality time with
24/7 at
God
TracFone.com. TracFone
to try to
Wireless.
figure
Now
out
you're
from
in
there
control.
whether
Hello
or not
there. Do we go
you
crunchy
want to
cool
choose to
or
become a
golden
believer
classic?
in God as a
I
Christian,
know. One for me
a.k.a.
and one for you.
Protestant.
Now that's a
You know what I'm saying?
sandwich. Gotta have Lay's.
You know how to throw down.
People or persons who have gone to hell, I do believe, like some such others compared to how still others tend to differ.
Next party is at my house.
For they give an argument that people or persons who have gone to hell
I got some serious doubts.
We'll see
wish
about this.
that they could come back into the world, walk the face of planet Earth,
A lot more cake than I
and
expected to
then
have.
reverse that
8 nuggets spicy
great
original, 4
decision
bucks.
to have
Also get free
rejected
delivery on the BK app. Your
so
way,
great salvation of our Lord and Savior Christ who signed the
Home Depot
liver.
has the appliance help you can count on.
Yeah.
You can order online, see ratings and reviews, and get
I mean-
those appliances brought right to your door. Start summer with this Samsung
Don't get me wrong.
HomeDepot.com. Now doers get
The
more.
thought of another existence outside of this one
But not this one.
is
This sock
not
is designed
only
to be donated. Socks are the number
kind
one
of
most
fascinating,
requested clothing item in home shelter.
but it's
So
also
for
a
every pair of super comfortable
terrifying
Bombas socks you buy, we
thought.
donate this pair to someone
You know,
else. And thanks to you, we
being
just
of the
donated
unknown, but
which makes
we
this
as believers
the
in
greatest
God,
sock
we would not have
ever
to
sold.
be so much
Give a
feeling
pair when
like
you
so
buy a
compared
pair,
to the
20% off
unbelievers.
your first order at Bombas.com.
You know what I'm saying? And because
Your
we
graduation
walk
may look
by
different,
faith more than any
but it does
other
not change how far
unbelievers.
you've come.
I mean, more than any other humans of our nature. See what I mean? Press people to They were mind prepared to darkness.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
But we as our
Introducing a new kind of home insurance. Insurance
We
that covers the breakdown
ourselves
of appliances and electronics.
don't have to necessarily worry about what they have
That
like
includes coverage for water and sewer
compared to
backups.
others.
That provides 4 times the coverage on computers and home office equipment.
Just being able to cover a person,
And covers the service level connections between your house and
they
the
hit
street.
the lottery. Not that I ever hit it, some stuff ain't big money. That don't mean that one all of a sudden should, like
Every story
Be
starts with an idea,
foolish. And
but it takes many to bring
then
that idea to life.
if one were to get a pretty nice sizable piece of money in that regard, it would be quite foolish, I say, for one
Asian
to
heritage and
you know,
Asian Americans' accomplishments
not
in
give
film
thought
and TV.
to another existence, You know what I'm saying? And as a fool in his money,
It's truly an American story.
shall be departed.
It's relentless. It's nonstop.
What is a profit of man to gain the whole world, lose on soul? What should man give? He can change himself. The soul is really priceless. There is not a creature upon the planet Earth as unique as we ourselves, made of humans,
For a reason. The groundbreaking episode.
as we have
Now more
been
than ever, I want to get
made
down there.
much better
Don't
than
want to miss.
the creatures, the animals,
On the
species
Tuesday
of
June
different sorts of
3
types,
history.
as we have been given
War is
authority
raging around the
over
globe,
some such as others.
and for the first time, Adolf Hitler
And
suffered a
only,
devastating defeat
believe it or not,
at the hands of
Christians
Joseph Stalin.
can lay
He
claim
now looks to be
to the
unstoppable.
kingdom of heaven. Otherwise, okay.
President Roosevelt is
I mean,
beginning
sure.
to fear that if Joseph
Have
Stalin
some
defeats
false
Adolf
brethren
Hitler alone,
claiming to
he'll
be
conquer
among
Europe for
us,
himself,
just because they claim to be,
replacing one tyrant
that does
with
not
another.
make them like so.
Roosevelt knows he needs to get
Okay.
the Americans into Europe as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
He sends an allied force into
That-
Sicily
Because the
hoping
devil
to
and his
capture the
demons
island.
can claim
so he can
to
establish a
be
base of
believers
operations
that don't
to
necessarily
launch an
mean
attack
that they're going to
against
heaven.
the Axis powers in Europe.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The moment the Allies have been waiting for has finally arrived.
You can live a
Over
good life in this world.
160,000 troops storm into
Think
Sicily
that you don't have
in the
care
first
in this
major
world,
American operation
and
in the
that
European
you don't
field.
have to worry about
Leading the charge for the
your
Americans
existence after
is
this.
Roosevelt's
Right?
secret weapon.
I myself personally, I wouldn't want a chance,
A man who's waited 25 years.
and that's
for
why
this moment.
I myself, my person,
Lieutenant General George S. Patton.
have had to profess
Leaders like
faith
George
in
Patton,
Christ.
around whom
Some of you.
begins to
But
work.
why?
They have extraordinary
You know,
power. For one,
how do you know
by their
whether
own side.
or not
There's a sense that
there
when
is
you are working
a
for
life
Patton, you're going to
after
do things faster and better.
That's called blind
Work for
faith,
a winner.
to
In the years
profess
since he commanded
belief
America's first
in
ever tank brigade in the First
something
World
or
War,
someone.
Patton has
I mean,
personally
but
dedicated
then
himself
it's not
to building
entirely
that
like
US
so.
tank division.
You got to recognize and
from just a few
realize.
dozen tanks to
I
over
mean,
88,000.
all this here creation in the world.
Patton
different
arrives in
species
Sicily with a plan to take control.
and,
I need you two to find me the
natural
most probable
environment,
path through
otherwise,
here.
He's
this
going to
not
seize
come
the Sicilian capital,
by
Palermo,
chance
and he's going to do it
in
by any
any
means
regard. You
necessary.
hear?
Patton was an interesting character
No,
because
not
he
in
was
the
the
least.
flamboyant leader that
And because
people
somebody had to
respected for
create
what he did,
all this magnificence.
but there was always a second half to the sentence. George Patton is brilliant, but
Okay.
he's egotistical. He can't control running his mouth.
On July 18th,
whether or not I
1943,
live to become
Patton and his forces launched an assault on Palermo.
that is all that up to God. Pretty much what I run about. I would say halfway mark, give or take, for a century.
Sweeping around the enemy and capturing the city in just 72 hours.
And I'm still here regardless of how I feel at the moment. Well, sometimes I just have to walk by blind faith
And now,
in that regard until I could get to
the Allies are ready to launch a massive attack on the Axis powers.
hospitals.
On September 3rd, 1943,
And whether or not
Allied armies moved into mainland Italy.
there is some such
Fighting
a
back
thing as
thousands of
faith
Axis
healing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe that, but I'm not saying. I mean, I would really have to experience it that much more to,
As the Allies take
rule
Italy
out any doubt.
city by city.
You know what I'm saying?
Benito Mussolini's
Because sometimes
his beloved empire began to
I
crumble.
myself personally, I don't feel so inspired as a
Mussolini is summoned
God.
for an emergency meeting.
as a
With his
Christian,
closest
a.k.a.
ally.
Protestant. Okay, because there are many more. What you call? There are many more. Like, would be a good beverage.
Mussolini may have come to power first,
Wait a minute.
but now the tables have turned.
Oh, you all have to bear with me. I can't remember the last one. Talk about what was I about to say? Oh, well, I guess it's not. Then all things are supposed to work for the good of God and according to His purpose. Yeah. Something about where was I last week speaking if you don't have that insurance policy of our Lord and Savior Christ, Messiah deliver within your soul. You know what I'm saying?
Talking all these inane suggestions of yours about how to carry on this war. You will stop.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, Anyway,
There are several turning points in the Hitler-Mussolini relationship.
life
First of all,
must
Hitler
go on.
regards Mussolini
God.
as the man who sets the example. The next
I mean, I can't complain.
in the war.
Whatever God's will is for my
The
life,
Italians now become very much the second
I
class.
must admit some
Hitler
people
began
didn't
to
make it
regard the
to
Italians
my
as weak,
age.
as weakly.
And I don't want to be like a Doubting Thomas or,
Mussolini is sent back
give
to Rome
what you
instructions
call
to hold the line.
strength to discourage
But less than 2 months later,
oppression.
Italy surrenders to the Allies.
I just have to
The first major Axis power is
pray to
fallen.
God
Adolf Hitler
more
was once
in
the man
regard
he
to
once
myself
idolized.
for a time like
Overthrown and
that
disgraced.
that for
And he
whatever
knows the Allies are coming
whoever
for him next.
I could possibly encounter.
Buried in
But that
Grant's
is
tomb
such a
lies
given
a
time.
legend. A fearless general who overcame his obstacles to save a nation.
That any of us believe in
Without
God,
Grant, there would be no
who walk
U.S.
in blind faith.
Grant, a three-night mini-series event tomorrow at 9 on
But at
History.
the same time, we
Have a
are
break from
different
the noise.
from the rest
Take
of
20
people
seconds
or person
and just
because we had
breathe.
thought to profess faith in Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Mountain Man premieres Thursday, June 4th at 9, only on History.
Yeah, if things persist, I'm gonna have to ask them not. Because the doctors and nurses by me and say, for some steroids and that. And some antibiotics. It's come to shove.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
Adversity came to
Yeah,
town
Billy
and
Cubs
said, "Show me what you're made of."
You know,
Shorted our people, sourcing and
there are
distributing
some
more fresh food than anyone.
physical
Our
ailments,
drivers helping grocers
which
restock
are
their
worse
shelves.
than
And
others.
we're helping restaurants open pop-up markets
And like I
and
said,
encouraging all Americans to take out to give
this
back.
coronavirus,
Adversity came to town.
COVID-19, is
So we looked it in the eye,
plain.
and it won't be us.
Okay.
Thanks first.
Can my side be firm?
And my side super soft? Yes, with the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. On sale now. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Can it help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
Can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep
sorry.
you both comfortable. You can really
No,
promise
like
better
I
sleep.
had
Not promise, true. Save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition
Oh.
Smart Bed. Plus 0% interest for 36
Doesn't
months.
matter now.
Free delivery when you add a base.
Well, I hate that. Then
Memorial Day weekend is an
consider,
opportunity to enjoy what's around
earn
you,
my,
to take pride in your land,
my
to
hate.
fire up reasons to
Like
be
say,
together,
playing a video game,
to collect new memories.
and then the board
And grow in
game or
fresh
whatever
ways.
part of the video
With all
game
that's changed,
could possibly,
continue
you know,
to live life out here to the fullest.
like
So in more than
how should I
1,800
put it?
communities, we're
Give
here
me
with
a
everything you
move
need
on
to
the
bring on
board.
a new day. Tractor
I
Supply,
be hating
everything you
that.
need
You
for
know what
life
I'm
out
saying?
here.
Yes, I do. Wow. I thought we were supposed to be possibly becoming friends.
Hi. Can you tell me how to get to I-70, please?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you? Yes. Thank you. Switch to
And
progressive,
you
and
gotta
you can
take
save
it
hundreds.
with the sweet.
You know, like the sign says.
Yeah. Sound good though.
Teddy loves to
Maybe.
water.
I haven't had a pretty
He'll
all
hold
day.
hundreds of tons.
Not so much.
That's
more.
why he needs a tailored recipe from Iams to help him stay fit. Iams, who I am.
You love wearing powerful sunscreen.
Whatever.
Yes. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer. Superior protection helps prevent early skin aging and skin cancer with a clean feel. It's the one, the best.
I'm speaking in a low decimal voice. I don't want to excite myself. Cause me
The
to
curb.
be feeling
It's probably not something
even
you thought
more
about.
out
Unless you
of
were
it.
parking. Or skating.
Yeah.
Trying to see the ocean.
This one been called night.
But now,
Tonight.
curbs are having a moment. From restaurants to your
to
veterinarian.
business
With
and
contactless curbside pickup, you can shop online and complete the purchase from the safety of your new car. Because that's the way it should be. CarMax.
The tide of the World War is turning. As the Allies, led by Patton, take down Italy.
this is a good war documentary, y'all, based on historical facts. Yes, yeah.
During the campaign,
No.
Patton conquered Italy in just
Anyway,
6
though,
weeks, but his army suffered 6,000 killed and
holding
16,000
you all
wounded.
hostage.
But Patton knows the job's not
After
done,
all,
and he
if
needs every man
you
he
like,
can get back on the battlefield.
you know, you can or could possibly, you know, if you like my broadcast, keep coming back. And you want to check out some other ones that time before you would have come back, so be it. So let me know. Hold it. I'm trying to look at what's all this here. Trying to read some of this here. What you call
In our own day,
chats
we
in my own
know
personal
of
chat
the
for this
difficulties
particular
and
broadcast.
post-traumatic stress. But
Wow,
in
I
the
don't think I
1940s, these were
have
not
asked
terms that were
so
commonly
many
used.
of
And for
them.
Patton, if
So
someone
I
had
guess I'm
battle
on the
fatigue,
road
it was
to
simply you were
possibly
being a coward.
becoming quite popular. I don't know, because I be speaking on relevant things, issues, subject matter at hands, part upon another, but intended for not only entertainment, but for education, enlightenment, at that. On a much more serious note. But let me see here. Somebody says, "Hello, brother." Okay, hello to you. And somebody else says the Bulls suck.
News of the incident.
What does that have to do with what's going on in my personal chat?
Once the story got out, the public was outraged, and Roosevelt was put into a box.
Oh, somebody saying, turn the TV down. We can't hear you. And somebody else saying, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can turn the volume.
From active duty.
Also at the highest. We turn it down though. Okay, sorry about that, you all.
Roosevelt believes the Allies may need a new strategy. He reaches out to Winston Churchill.
No.
Yes.
Convincing him they need to team up with an unlikely partner, Joseph Stalin. Roosevelt and Churchill.
How's that, you all? Is that better?
Who shares more in common with Hitler than with them.
Hey, you all. I'd appreciate it if you were not to come into my chat room and be speaking upon some of such other, because that's impolite. If I got something going in my personal chat room and you're on a different page, you hear what I'm saying? Okay. I turn my television down so you all can hear me better over the TV, and yet you're talking about something else, whatever. I'm not gonna silence your chat at the moment, but if it becomes even more annoying, then I would have to seriously think to do so. And maybe block you at that if you persist to be disrespecting my personal chat. If you want to speak upon something, then talk to me. Tell me what's on your mind. What have you considered of what I have said so far? Give me some feedback. Don't come here talking about a whole lot of gobbledygook that does not relate to what I'm talking about in my personal chat. You know what I'm saying? And because that's disrespectful. Okay. That's disrespectful. That's like a proverbial neighbor from hell attempting to disrespect the rights and privileges of a fellow neighbor.
We need to ensure that Germany can't threaten
what you call it.
Then you need to help me.
Okay, let's see.
And you need to help me.
Okay, let me see what this here.
Now let's talk about Japan.
I will help you with Japan.
Okay, I can remove his chat.
There is no invasion.
Okay. Okay.
Then I cannot help you with Japan.
I'm going to remove this here too. So I don't like it.
After 4 days of intense negotiations,
in that regard,
in exchange for Stalin's help in the Pacific, Roosevelt and Churchill agreed to execute an unprecedented invasion of Europe.
Remove this here.
The Allies knew that to defeat Nazi Germany, you were going to have to invade Western Europe, and you're going to have to go from France essentially into Germany. And it was an amazing undertaking, both in scope and complexity.
Now, do you all have anything that you want to discuss relating to?
Winston Churchill knows that
relating to anything I have said? If not, then if you're going to come in here and attempt to be some kind of internet troll, then I would appreciate it if you were to be quiet or leave. Okay, because I'm not having it, especially with the way I'm feeling like as the president at the time.
In the First World War.
Yeah.
A disastrous
Don't do that. That's showing disrespect. Now, the other statements that these persons have made is relevant. Like, where one of the person with a username says, "Hello, brother." Okay, if I'm your brother, then why would you come into my personal chat room and insult my intelligence by disrespecting me otherwise with those goofy comments that don't relate to anything I'm saying. See?
To think on a global scale.
And the same person saying, turn the TV down, we can't hear you, as I did.
My biggest worry is that Hitler knows
And
they're coming.
now what do you have to say?
For the invasion of France continues. Churchill oversees the creation of a secret plan
But
that will put the
anyway,
Allies
though,
one step ahead of
I'm glad I figured out the features so far of some of such as we have it here, because I have a zero tolerance level for somebody come to my personal chat room acting like one is going to change the format, like coming in here talking off the wall, about something altogether different,
After being pulled from active duty,
Yeah. All the news is
forced
on
to
right
watch the
now.
planning of one of the largest invasions in
I
history
really want to finish up
from
watching
the
this
sidelines.
because I am a fan of history. Okay, military history, practically, possibly whatever history involving humankind. That's just me. I
Because
don't know
he
about
knows he's a
anybody
war
else.
soldier.
History that is
not
fact
in it.
more than
It's
fiction.
going to
So I watch a variety of different sorts of
Operation
types of
Fortitude
television shows and movies,
has a
anyway,
special place for
though although regardless, I am more of a radio man than television man.
In the spring of 1944, Allied leaders covertly sent Patton to England.
Hey, you all know something? I think I'm starting to feel better. I have gone about with some home remedies. I was feeling much worse before I thought to do so. To consider those alternative options to make myself feel better, but I still have to pay a visit to a local medical facility.
Instead of machinery and
be it
modern weapons,
public or private,
armed with
within
balloons.
that of a vicinity area,
Roosevelt,
neighborhood,
Churchill used
community,
Patton as a
as
deception.
to
actually have Hollywood people help them
That's-
create what is essentially a
pay a
phony
visit
army.
to a hospital,
There's phony
then
tanks
do
that are actually
follow up
nothing but
at a
balloons.
clinic.
There's barracks.
Because none of us,
Hundreds of thousands of Allied
should
troops
take our
assembled
health
across the
lightly
channel from France.
in times like these, when we need more than just a savior, but the savior, being as he himself is
It
our
isn't
Lord
long
and Savior,
before Hitler
right
sees
beside
German
him.
intelligence photographs of Patton's supposed army. And he completely
Because
takes the bait. Hitler
tomorrow
thinks
is
he's
not
outsmarted the
promised
Allies.
to
He
anyone.
refuses to believe that Patton has been sidelined
Yeah.
just for slapping a soldier. Patton.
Here are the 3 major ports suitable for operation of this start. The only
Okay.
viable landing is further south.
And God don't want anybody to perish, neither do I as a believer in God, I don't see how somebody could,
Is one of Roosevelt's best
foolishly
generals.
not
The general
consider
who is bold,
the gospel
audacious.
message,
So in all likelihood, Patton is going to be leading the attack.
the possibility that there is an afterlife
Hitler's
after this.
convinced the legendary generals preparing to invade the French mainland and Pas-de-Calais,
I mean,
a major port city in northern France.
call it what you
Fear
want.
travels across the English Channel.
That's just me personally,
So he sends 1 million troops
Okay.
to Calais to fortify the city.
I mean, I believe in God
On June 6, 1944,
because, as I said before, so I say again, at least I think I said something, but then if I didn't, so I say something around, but just in case I did, then let me paraphrase, repeat myself. I mean, whereas anything as well as any one creatures or whatever species you see in this world, it couldn't have come about by its own means. There had to be a creator, right? Just like when a male and female get together to procreate, to create a sibling, offspring, or whatever I said.
Switching get 4 lines of unlimited for just $100 a month. That's right, 4 lines for $100.
A person would really have to be some kind of a fool to come into this world grow older and be able to tell the difference between right and wrong and not, spend some of such quality time with God,
Engines are restarting.
You know what I'm saying? Before it would possibly become or be too late for one to do so, especially if you you go a step further, push the envelope, to disrespect the existence of God by, going about a comedy routine like this one white fella by the name of Mr. George Carlin. I'm like, ooh, we all know you didn't. And I said, wow, we have got to pray for this white guy. And know that people in damn hell want ice water.
And offer a discount to active duty service members and their
okay.
spouses. Finish your degree at SNHU.
And truth shall set you free.
Sorry, here we go from the top. And action. For over 75 years, people have said,
There we go, y'all. Yes.
What did I say? Gecko. I said gecko. Oh.
Yes.
For over 75 years.
I'm feeling kind of sluggish.
Keep it together.
I didn't eat much for the day. Feeling quite up on the weather, kind of like more like snack or something. But then I had thought to get some fruits and vegetables for my sister. Because those are food item products that anyone should try to keep upon premises and one's pad as a place of residence, on a regular basis. Because you don't know when you could possibly get sick, come upon you, whatever reason, to explain the development.
And that's exactly what he did.
You know what I'm saying?
His spirit lives
Oh, sorry. From the Yanni Robbins and then come off, I should say.
Doctors, nurses, teachers.
Yeah.
I am a practicing OBGYN.
This is an opportunity to
I'm typing up something. If I were to speak further to let whosoever that comes into my chat room and get to talking all
your mortgage payment or buy a home.
whereas I would
offering
inform not to
historically
do
low
that.
rates on refinance and new home purchases. Right now, you can get pre-approved in 1 day on a fixed rate mortgage for as low as 2.75% with a APR of 3.105%. That's right, 2.75%. Even jumbo rates are available. Call or apply online today, and be sure to ask about our $400 credit on closing costs. Credit
Whosoever,
better banking for all of us. Hi, I'm
or
Steve. You were
whoever,
in Zantac or generic form to treat heartburn and have been diagnosed with any of
whatever race,
you may be entitled to substantial compensation.
then
The federal government recently ordered all drug
been
dealers to remove the Harper drug Zantac from the shelf as it may contain cancer-causing
could
Our experienced team has one multi-billion-dollar settlement.
want to
Find out if you have a case in minutes. Almond Law.
want
Know
to
what matters most.
build that
There's something going on that seems to emanate from the ground. To this day, not a single scavenger has touched that couch.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Moved about 1,000 feet per second. I've been contacted by folks in the intelligence community. We're being monitored.
Feel free to
Coming up, the World Wars continue.
just
Tomorrow at 9.
just don't disrespect me.
On a day that will come to be known as D-Day,
Then
150,000 Allied troops piled into thousands of boats and head toward France in the largest amphibious invasion ever attempted. Across the Channel, more than 1 million German soldiers prepared for an attack, fortifying the French port city of Calais. An Allied army led by George.
I would like to continue this here for, like, say, or how you say,
Is that the
or
Allied
another
force
half
being
an
led by
hour.
It
But
isn't heading to Calais.
I don't know, I just don't know.
Its target is just over 200 miles to the south.
Or not, I want to.
The beaches of North.
You hear what I'm saying? Me feeling like slight up on the weather. I feel a little better than what I felt last. You know, all that thought. But I don't. What is about last part of this storm? An island like a pad bad. Japanese access. Might need to throw some grenades in. Okay. I spoke it up now.
After a brutal fight, the Allied forces captured the beaches.
The question of D-Day was, can the Americans primarily, the British as well, establish
that was another
on the
battlefront.
if they can?
Okay, I missed the news.
That
I
maybe
catch
Hitler
it
could be
on
overthrown.
one time. Y'all see, I got quite a few channels, you know.
As Allied troops
I usually just lately go up to
Adolf Hitler's notified of the
300.
invasion.
Although I have more channels than that, but I get kind of lazy at
to reroute his
times, you know.
troops stationed in Calais.
You know what I'm saying?
With Patton still in England,
And I got a premium
that
channel.
the attack at Normandy is just a diversion,
Back to
and
it.
that a much larger Allied assault is still on the way.
Hitler is so
So
he's so consumed.
I would like to
with his
think
own
that you all
purpose
have had a pretty
that even after it becomes
pretty
obvious
fair day of it,
that
you know.
the Allies are
Believe it or
attacking in
not.
Normandy, he spent some
And
72
that
hours
is
refusing
not
to accept
be
the
like
report.
haven't had one like
Well,
what
Hitler
I
waits
could
for an
have
invasion
had.
that will never come.
I mean, this has been quite a day for me, you know. I mean, I was feeling like, whoa, words cannot describe. You know, now I'm just feeling so out of it, you know. Like
Pushing back against
wheezing and coughing and so forth.
thousands of citizens throughout the country.
I'm like a 80-something, 90-something, 100-something-year-old man. And I said, I hope I don't have to go to the hospital tonight, though. I'm not feeling it, you know. I do a quick prayer and say, Lord, help me, because I don't want to go to the hospital tonight. Be sitting up in an emergency room, you know, practically or possibly all night, depending on what their waiting room area is like for whatever hospital, you know, unless you get to taking that, wow, saying I come at this late hour, who's to say whether or not I myself could possibly be in one, you know, I say all night, okay? And ways you could be like, just want to get back to your place, call it a night. You know, y'all know the feeling what I'm talking about, right? You know,
that changed the course of the war.
like I ain't having that. Like,
On the other side of
I don't care what my life may be like at the moment. So far as my livelihood, you know.
Japanese Prime Minister.
But if it ain't that serious, you know, for me to be at hospital, be spending the night, so be it. Let me get on back to my pad. But I ain't having it. I mean, I wouldn't say that I live such a rather, you know, preferred lifestyle. And I've seen worse. You know, I'm not one of those derelict transients. You know, been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. Regardless of how a proverbial neighbor from hell comes using the problem of character could possibly from time to time be contemplating that of attempting to make me myself being that of my person homeless, making extreme excessive noises. Like you gotta hear that all the time. Like he himself is attempting to provoke me, really not. But then I like to speak upon something much lighter note.
That outlines the movement.
But it's late night hour, trying to wind down though. I'm in the history, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as he
Ain't no doubt
retakes the
about it.
Philippines,
I don't be like having nightmares about it. Just get anything out of news report. I try not to watch the news too early in the daylight hours because I don't want to start the day off the wrong way. Reflecting upon something morbid, gory, or discouraging, or depressing. I try not to watch it, too late at night either, because I don't want to have any, like what you call nightmares. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they could possibly be greater than or worse than certain nightmares that I've had time past and up to the present. Okay.
After 225 years of Jim Beam,
I'll be like,
look back on our past.
No way.
Nope. We're looking to
She don't wanna be there. But then, depending on how I feel from tomorrow morning, we can say whether or not I may still have to go to the hospital or not. I just head on out to the eat spot in the soup kitchen. I'm being one or two I know about. They give me a bite to eat as well as the soup kitchen be moonlight as, what you call, otherwise, we don't tip about, be moonlight as food pantries. Tell you, quite a day and night. Have to look up, yeah. Okay.
Pacifico was brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life.
To type of a little something else, all right.
Let's watch a cooking show.
So the first thing I tell you, whoever, whatever race, who could possibly want to view that in my own broadcast, then feel free to do so. Just don't disrespect me within my own chat.
At $5. Thank you, sir. Looking for $6. $6 over there. Do I hear $7? $7 in the front. $7 going once, going twice. Sold to the onion lover in the front row. Next up is lot number 17, a spinach and artichoke dip, beautifully set in a hollowed out loaf of sourdough bread.
You see, anybody.
Don't get mad, get chute and get more than just trading. Investing, banking, guidance.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just scroll through amazing hand-picked low-mileage cars and tap to buy. That's it. No sales speak, no wasted time. Just great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorite. With Vroom, you can buy a car from home and have it delivered contact-free. Plus, you have 7 days to return it. Vroom.
But then it takes.
Excuse me, lady.
You're Martin Sheen.
I am.
Who's Martin Sheen?
The guy who's going to help save your family hundreds of dollars on prescriptions with single care.
Silver Fox. Mom, what?
To act like
Excuse me, sir. Single care, this gentleman, please.
Something learned about single care. He's done like Robin Hooding it.
Such
Excuse me.
sense.
Oh, just want to help you save some money.
You can't be back here, Martin.
Sorry. Take just 10 seconds to lower the cost of your prescriptions. Check the single care price today.
Out here, Memorial Day weekend is an opportunity to enjoy what's around you, to take pride in your land, to fire up reasons to be together, to collect new memories, and grow in fresh ways. With all that's changed, you've continued to live life out here to the fullest. So
not
in
so
more than
much as
1,800 communities,
to really be like
we're here with
saving
everything you need
us.
to bring on the new day.
You know,
Tractor Supply.
there's a passage in the book with what it says. So I'm paraphrasing now for exactly. Do not think about what tomorrow may bring, because tomorrow takes care of the things of itself.
Interest-free APR financing for 84 months on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home.
But then nevertheless,
And when you do, your Chevy
I had mentioned to you all in one of my broadcasts, maybe a couple of weeks ago, how I myself am quite a fan of what you call that, preppy survivalist camps, in the event that the crap could possibly hit the fan, or that is some of such a given moment in time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So far as we're living in the last days before the end of the world and the second coming of Christ, they should be hearing about wars and rumors of wars, natural disasters, etcetera.
In December of 1944, Hitler orders over 200,000 German troops into southern Belgium.
You know what I'm saying?
What will come to be known as the Battle of the Bulge.
This is a sign of the time. Call it
Takes the Allies completely off course.
Nostradamus reflections or revelation otherwise. They gotta try to look it out for what is not only in your better interest, but your fellow man, because we all have to live on this big blue marble in space.
General George Patton to help lead the
saying?
charge. So he makes the bold decision.
Then I think I'm gonna speed down the conclusion. Or I could possibly speak on some such other.
George Patton around.
Just close out, how we usually talk about saying so, and that is so.
But the bottom line was that he was a great tactician on the battlefield.
After a year on the sidelines, Patton's back where he belongs, right on the front lines, leading the charge into battle.
Well,
December 16th,
I had a memory.
1944.
Last just again.
Patton and the Allies come face to
I gotta
face
speak.
with Hitler's army.
Anyway, though, I'll be spoken. But yeah. So.
There was just a limit on what the German army at that point had the capacity to do. They just didn't have the forces or the logistics.
Within days of joining the battle, Patton and his fleet were able to take down 6 divisions of Hitler's army, finally breaking through the German defenses. No other option but to retreat back into Jersey.
Okay, let me get this jumping off. We'll leave it at that, and I get back with you all, and hopefully next time I get on here, that I will feel much more mellow than what I have felt like last.
Watch the same terror and destruction he once forced
That's
upon
improved maybe for this most recent video like so. Then, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now. While the blood is still running warm in your vein, by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary, on the hill of Golgotha, something at the hands of some such Roman soldiers, upon the orders of their religious period, being a Pharisee and Sadducee, then nevertheless was he himself had, given his life upon the cross of Calvary, become that
martyr
retreated
as well as
underground to a prepared,
founder of our faith,
heavily
so
fortified
that
concrete
anyone,
bunker
you know,
underneath the right chancery in Berlin.
so
He
that
was relatively safe there. He hoped for a turnaround. He thought that there might be some wonder weapon that would be developed by German scientists. It was all complete fantasy.
But no, what did I say?
Adolf Hitler's empire has been
I
reduced
still feel quite like the power
from
something.
3 million square miles
But if anyone,
to 500
wow,
square.
maybe I should start all over again. So far to close. No. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin. We're living in a day and age where it is pretty much like so
As
coming up
Patton and his
in the
troops
world,
advance into Germany,
second coming of Christ, you know.
they arrive at a series of large factory-like buildings, surrounded by empty fields, in the middle of nowhere.
First squad, move up.
Yeah. What was that? No? Oh. They say history repeats itself. You know, and that again, but then we get back to closing or some sort. Yeah. Hopefully, none of the global community become involved in a third world war, or at least not anytime too soon enough again.
The rumors he's heard are true. This is one of Adolf Hitler's death camps.
Anyway,
Buchenwald.
I would hope that each and every one of you will seriously consider that of the salvation of free gift of eternal life of our Lord and Savior Christ, the Messiah deliverer. And because unless you have His blood sacrificed upon within your soul, you cannot expect to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know, and that because you would not have
killed during one of the
blood
worst
sacrifice
genocides
upon
the
within
world
your
has
soul.
ever seen. A systematic mass extermination program Hitler calls the final solution. The
Because
camp
God
liberates is just
cannot permit anybody in His presence who does not have the blood sacrifice of the Son of God,
in all,
you know,
Holocaust kills over 1
within
million people.
our soul.
6 million
You know,
are Jewish.
if that were happening,
My wife's mother was in Auschwitz and Dachau.
if I could get
She was
within,
liberated from
you know, the
Dachau
kingdom
by
of
the
heaven,
U.S. Army.
then,
I had
and that is without having the blood sacrifice of our Lord and Savior Christ, beside the deliver upon one's soul, then that would be like making a mockery out of, you know, all reason of God. It would bring the question as to whether God exists, you know. It would bring to mind also the Big Bang Theory. But then there's a TV show comedy on that. But you know, it's like it's of the, you know, what you call the evolutionists who said that there is commonly passes out of the good book where it says the fool has said in his heart that there is no God. You know,
There is
and that's spooky.
real responsibility to learn the
You
lessons
know,
of history
I
and
think
to make
that's
sure that
what
they're
they
not
call
forgotten.
blasphemy. You know,
Shaken by what he sees, Patton and his troops round up as many Germans as they can. Thousands of soldiers, along with ordinary citizens.
you would have tossed the great sacrifice of our Lord and Savior,
forcing them to bear
Messiah deliverer. You know, his blood sacrifice up under your feet to trample it like a swine, you know.
Injustice and slaughter with the
You know what I'm
actuality of what they
saying?
did. If you can't see the consequences of your actions,
That would be nice to,
of them.
you know, just
When
off,
people perpetrate war crimes,
off the wall, just decide to,
but if they're not held accountable, I'm afraid it's an encouragement to others to violate the most basic norms.
show somebody else that
Patton knows there's only one way to stop the genocide.
To show you appreciate not leaving some messages or giving gifts back.
The World Wars continue.
Or share it around
The premiere of the 3-night miniseries.
because I don't like that. Somebody comes to my chat room and starts to diss me. That's not being neighborly, you know. That's just being a little stinker. More than what the skunks aroma scent giving out. You know what I'm saying?
World War II, all new, Tuesday, June 2nd at 9 on History.
When Visible set out to create the future of phone service, we tossed the stuff that wasn't working. Stuff like footlong bills and fees from nowhere.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And see the stuff that was working. But a
You know what I'm
variety of
saying?
email, plus unlimited data, messages, and minutes.
Anyway,
It's
let me
simple.
try to wrap
Trim
this
the
up.
bad. Make the good better.
See, if Christ been God in the flesh,
Meet Visible. Unlimited
went to
data
the
on
cross
Verizon's
Calvary,
4G
been what
LTE
you
network.
did.
Just $25 for your first
Take
month.
an argument,
Join us
yes,
at
I did.
visible.com.
If Christ give his life, you know, and you're not considering what your fate could be once you leave this world, you know, then don't say nobody warned you, and because you have more than quite enough, time.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
It's time for the Memorial Day sale on the Sleep Number 360 smart bed.
Can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable. Save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition smart
Yeah, I
bed.
accept the price part when I'm back.
Free delivery when you add a base. Burger King,
Some like
spicy
years
nuggets, I got
ago,
to say that.
and
We'll see about this.
at least a couple few years so.
Burger King definitely brought some heat. A lot more kick than I expected it to have.
They're back. 8 nuggets spicy original for $1. Also get free delivery on the BK app. Your way is way better.
Let's see about this one. Going back to what I was saying.
The Home Depot can help you do both. We have the things you need.
You know how you can be broadcasting my show, and then show notification that to
We have the low prices to make it all. Do it.
chat room you had subscribed to.
And get free delivery on over 1 million items. Whatever you need.
Well, I think you all get back to something else like right. I think you all get the general idea of what I was trying to say.
The fighting spirit is
You
what
know.
we all share. That's why Modelo's
Okay.
donating $500,000 to the First Responders First Initiative to support the workers on the front line against COVID-19. They're fighting for us. We raise a beer to you. Modelo, food for those with a fighting spirit.
No one tells you what to expect when you're expecting a new pet. Okay, Benny, we need to get you a crate, trainer, treat, potty pad. But with 2-week low prices, you'll find amazing deals on everything you need for
Church
your
is
pet.
over.
Start saving at 2 weeks today. Save 30%.
I don't watch any and every religious program.
Now, don't y'all ask me how I'm gonna be a bride, but I tell you, I'm gonna be one of the finest brides here.
I don't know what's up with that.
Add consequence. I'm looking in chapter 16 of 1 Kings. I'm reading it in my version. We're told in verse 31, Vayikach Isha, and he took a wife, Et
On the
Isabel,
other side of his
that is
existence,
Jezebel, Bat
and
Et Baal.
butt
Now,
naked
the
in
daughter,
sin
as I
with
mentioned,
no
just on the other side of
blood
this shrine
sacrifice
here,
covering of our
like
Lord and Savior Christ, Messiah
They
deliverer,
built
as
altars
insurance
to
for your
Baal
soul.
all over Samaria. I don't
You're
mind
going to be told then and there once
I
the
don't
books
like
will be
desecrating
open.
holy sites, but
Question
this
be
isn't very
asked,
holy to my way of
and you're
thinking.
not found in
Once
it.
upon a time,
The question
people thought it was because
is
of this woman.
his or her
I don't know
name
why
written
a
in the book of
Hebrew
life?
king
You know,
is
are you
marrying
qualified
someone
to,
with the name Baal. I've
go
made
to
the point,
heaven?
I don't want to beat it to
Yes,
death.
somebody said,
But
no,
we're told
Lord.
that he
Yeah.
married her, and before you get out of the verse that he follows her and worships Baal, it can happen. My wife personally has a lot of leverage over me. I just worship the ground she walks on. I've already said that. And who's in your inner world? It's important when we look in verse 33.
It's like somebody
I'll give it to you in
did
mine
me on
and
purpose.
translate.
To sabotage my sleep.
Achav
But I'm gonna close out.
This Ahab is more provoke the Lord God of Israel. Not something you want to do.
Oh, sorry about that, y'all.
I wonder, by the way, personally, to what extent God is provoked by executive decisions that have made in judicial and executive and congressional branches in the United States of America. I think when I look over history, I think there's things that are odious, personally. Well, here, never mind today, yesterday, we're told that this man, influenced as he was by that woman, did more to provoke the Lord, the God of Israel. Mikol Malkei Israel Asher Hoyu Lefonav, then all the kings of Israel that were before him. In other words, the worst of the worst of the worst. And it was plenty bad before he got there. I mention that because when I think of business in my own country, I think there's been plenty done that provokes the God of Israel. I'm looking for a turnaround. I'm looking for change, and I'm not. Don't construe that as a dissatisfaction.
I'm like practically
this program airs on different times and years to come, and I don't know who's going to be the president then and when. Who's going to lead? But the point is that one of the things that I'm hoping for in my waning days is for America to be on a trajectory to recover lost religion. I mention that because here I am disrespecting a site to Baal. There's some quasi-Jewish Hebrew site not far from here, a facsimile of the Mishkan, Mosaic worship space, but that was just a fake Jews, fake news. But I'm coming to you from the Holy Land here in a major city in the northern kingdom of Israel that broke away.
I want to sing something
I'm interested in what's over yonder hill, Jerusalem. I want to see people turn back to the God.
Father,
Abraham,
open our
eyes, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That we
and I believe, by the way, that Yeshua HaMashiach,
and
Jesus,
look upon
the
us.
Messiah, is the principal
Open our
agent. With the net result, as a result of experience,
that we may see a heavenly Father, bless the children, oh, and Father, oh, Lord. Come on, and open our eyes. I heard something about the 6-point star. They say that. I'm talking about, I should know a little something about it. I double dabble with witchcraft time past before I come to believe in God. Get away with all that.
Call 1-800-WONDER.
They say that's supposed to be like a witchcraft something.
If you only watch us on television, you are missing additional content available only on our social media sites, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can always visit our website, which is home base for all of our
coming into the stretch.
Information.
Getting down to the last few minutes before I would have closed out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hope that you all have seriously given thought to what I was trying to say. I was not 10 times sorry about that. Time to be like that, but open not too often. That's just a rare occasion.
I am not ashamed to admit this. I love social media. I do. And the reason is because it connects us with so many people across the world. And that's what we want to
wasting
do.
anybody's time by nodding out in my own personal chat.
With you.
So I can shake myself awake, up to the time I would finish off. Some say it all depends on what you could have done during the course of the day, how challenging it was, and so forth. With believers and non-believers alike.
God deserves your praise. He deserves our praise. Our Hebrew lesson today is all about praise and worship. Let's go to Sarah Lee.
Making reference to God being my Lord and Savior Christ beside the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Shalom, Chaverim. Welcome to our series on worship words in Hebrew. I am so excited as a worship leader.
Anyway,
to
though,
be able to
you
show
all take care and be
Hebrew
safe.
language when it comes to this word praise. Because
Because
so many times in our
be
Bible,
blessed, not
in English,
stressed.
when it says the word
If
praise,
and when you can,
in
it could
Hebrew,
possibly
there's an
become
entirely different word.
of a status of that
Today's
man that
word
cannot
is the word
already
levarech, which
peace and
comes
love,
from the
joy, and
root
happiness,
word bracha, which means
And
blessing.
until we meet
Now, you might
again,
find that
I'm
interesting
not gonna say
when worship
Elvis has
comes
left the
into
business
play
because
with the word
I hear
blessing.
that
But if
Elvis
you
was
look at the
not
book of
necessarily a
Job,
believing God, but
Job
he
says
could have
this
been on
incredible statement.
witchcraft.
He says, God has given, God has taken away, let the name of the Lord be praised. Well, in Hebrew it
I know
actually
that
says,
somebody's
let
praying
the
for
name
y'all.
of the Lord be blessed.
If any of y'all
You
are
see,
like-minded
blessing the
believers
Lord
in
is
God,
something that we
y'all would
do
think to
that
pray
blesses his
for
heart.
others are the
It's
same
willingly offering
as you
ourselves to
would
the
like
Lord
others
in
to
any and every situation,
pray for
no matter
y'all.
what is going
You know,
on. The word blessing in Hebrew
pray
comes from the
for
root of knee, which
still
also
others to
implies kneeling
come
down
into the fold
before the Lord,
before it's too
in
late. For
reverence,
tomorrow's not
in
promised to anyone.
thanksgiving,
People held
in
you in ice
surrender.
water.
So
You all
when
take
we
care.
say this,
Be
bless
safe.
the Lord, all
Be
my
blessed. Nice
soul,
day.
and all
Nice
that is
rest.
within me,
Bye.
bless his holy name, that word